Let me say the quiet part out loud, because pretending otherwise is exactly how we got here. The United Nations did not fail by accident, it failed by design. The UN is dominated by a numerical bloc of Muslim majority and non aligned states that are openly hostile to Western values, Western power, and Western civilization. Many of these very governments do not believe in free speech, minority rights, women's rights, or religious liberty, yet they sit in permanent judgment of the societies that actually do. Layer on top of that a Western left that has lost confidence in its own moral framework, and you get what the UN has become: a grievance factory where Islamist regimes provide the ideology and Western progressives provide the vocabulary. The only reason the UN has not completely collapsed into an anti Western farce is because the adult powers still hold the vetoes. Strip those away, and Israel would have been erased diplomatically decades ago. Strip those away, and the UN becomes an enforcement arm for the Muslim Brotherhood worldview. So when people ask why the UN is useless, the answer is simple: math beats morality every time. Now enter Trump's so called Board of Peace. I understand the impulse. The UN is broken. UNRWA became a Hamas logistics arm. UN human rights bodies obsess over Israel while Iran slaughters its own people in silence. Of course, people want an alternative. But here is the problem: you do not fix a structurally broken institution by inviting the same people to a new table and changing the name. Reports show invitations going out to dozens of countries. Many of them are the same actors who turned the UN into a circus in the first place: Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, states that either fund Islamist movements, legitimize them, or provide them diplomatic cover. So, what exactly is different here? If the failure of the UN is that it empowers regimes that do not believe in peace as the West defines it, then recreating that coalition under a new banner does not solve the problem, it reproduces it. This is where the Board of Peace risks becoming the United Nations of Trump, not its replacement. You cannot say the UN failed because it protects terrorists, then give Qatar a seat at the table. You cannot say the UN failed because it excuses Islamist violence, and then empower Turkey and Gaza oversight. You cannot say the UN failed because it moralizes against Israel while rewarding jihadists, and then build a consensus model that gives those same actors veto power through delay, process, and obstruction. Peace is not created by inclusion. Peace is created by enforcement. Gaza does not need another international talk shop. Gaza needs Hamas removed from power, disarmed, defunded, and denied the ability to regenerate under a civilian costume. Before I go any further, a quick plug. Yes, this is Iron Dome coffee sitting next to me. It is excellent coffee, and I drink it deliberately because in a moment when so many institutions and brands are eager to boycott Israel, I prefer to support something that openly stands with it and also tastes great. Back to it. If Hamas survives politically, financially, or militarily, then reconstruction is not humanitarian aid. It is rearmament with better branding. So here is the only standard that matters. If the Board of Peace exists to back Israel's security requirements, force Hamas disarmament, and impose consequences that Hamas cannot wait out, then it is worth trying. If it exists to recreate the UN with a different chairman and the same ideological math, then we already know the outcome. We have watched this movie for 70 years, and Israel should stop pretending the ending will change if the cast stays the same.